Test 1 2. 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 Oh, here we are.
of the Boone High School National Honor Society chapter and would like to thank you for joining us tonight. We are here to recognize a group of stellar students who have been selected for membership into the National Honor Society based on their academics, student involvement, and community service. We hope that tonight can be a reminder for both current and former members of the standards of excellence we, as one of the nation's oldest and most prestigious programs, strive to meet every day. I would now like you to join me in welcoming our advisor, Ms. Cassie Albert.
We are so happy to have you all here to help celebrate the academic achievements of these young men and women who not only stand as the best in their class academically, but also as people of character who give of themselves to make their community a better place, and who are also involved in activities that further strengthen their character and pride as Boone High School students. Last year, we celebrated National Honor Societies across the nation as having 100 years of existence. Our own Boone High chapter has been active since 1990 after taking a hiatus in 1951. Tonight we will be inducting 22 new members. Our NHS chapter is not only based on academic excellence, but how these young men and women represent our school and our community. At this time, I would like to recognize any former graduate members of the Boone National Honor Society in our audience. Would you please stand to be recognized if you are a member of the Boone National Honor Society? I can't see. Okay. How about anyone who was a member of a National Honor Society at another high school? Please stand. Please stand. This year, our National Honor Society chapter has been led by 28 outstanding seniors. Collectively, the seniors have amassed 629 volunteer service hours over the course of this school year alone, all while participating in multiple sports, clubs, taking DMAC dual credit courses and AP courses, applying for colleges and scholarships, and working jobs. Keep in mind that this does not include all the other service hours that they may be doing for Silver Cord as well. At this time, we would like to recognize each of our senior members and award them a letter to commemorate their involvement, as well as bestow them with the stole that they will wear at graduation. Seniors, please cross the stage and receive your stole and yellow rose from Mr. Collins and letter and pin from me. I'd first like to recognize our officers. Emma Van Sickle. Megan Sandergren. Jason Prazak. Caitlin Albert. Molly Alexander. Evie Bell. Zachary Bolton. Sophie Durkee. Colby Dotzler. Sarah Fisher. Maggie Goodnow. Hannah Good. Emlyn Hockemeyer. Izzy Jensen. Josie Johnson. Ooh, Emmy Lewis. Kaylee Melton. Ella Patterson. Dylan Postonik and Daniel Peterson. Mackenzie Peterson. Bria Schwinn. Kyle Sharp. Logan Scherer. And Jonah Waltz. I would also like to mention Gabby Pratt, who graduated in January. She's attending the University of Iowa already, but I wanted to recognize her for being a member as well. Congratulations to all the seniors. Give them a round of applause.
Hello, my name is Megan Sandergren, and I'm another leader of this year's National Honor Society. Throughout the year, members of our chapter have served as role models for other students, whether that be through peer tutors, ambassadors, YSS mentors, or volunteering in the community in other ways. In addition to strong academic records which establish the eligibility for membership, our chapter members are leaders in many other student organizations, including yearbook, choir, band, orchestra, student council, and more. We also serve our community and school through many other activities here at Boone High School, including Boone Hope Festival, non-perishable food drive, an activity table in the fall, and a spring community service project cleaning up the Pilot Mound State Forest this year. We are proud of this record of accomplishment and welcome these new members who bring in new energy in support of continuing our work as NHS members.
Hello, my name is Caitlin Albert. It is my pleasure to introduce tonight's guest speaker, Mrs. Kelly Earl. Mrs. Earl joined Boone High School Music Department in 2004. Her smiles light up the room, and kids love to be involved in choir because of her leadership and friendly, accepting demeanor. Mrs. Earl tries to make every song so fun, no matter what genre or how old the song may be. As a former NHS member at Aledo High School in Illinois, Mrs. Earl values what NHS stands for. Please welcome Mrs. Kelly Earl.
Good evening, and welcome to students, parents, family members, faculty, staff, and friends. It is my great pleasure to be with you tonight and share in this distinct event celebrating the great achievements of these special people before you. The National Honor Society was created to elevate a school's commitment to the values of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. These 4 pillars have been associated with membership in the organization since its inception in 1921. One of the pillars that especially stands out to me is character. Writer Byron Pulsifer states that character is not something that you buy. It is not a commodity that can be bartered for. It is not a quality suited for only the rich and famous. Rather, character is built upon the foundational commitment of love, honesty, and compassion for others. Character is built on the foundation of relationships. Building relationships is one of the most important links to becoming a good human, but also plays a leading role in developing your character. I have had the fortunate opportunity to be raised by 2 devoted and loving parents. They taught me the importance of showing great character and building relationships in everything I do. Show kindness, treat others as you want to be treated, do everything with integrity, even when no one is watching. Make good choices. You are representing our family, our school, and our community. Please act accordingly. These were just a few of the many important thoughts that still stick with me today. You are not here by chance. You are here because of the great people sitting before you that have helped to shape your character. This is just as much their night as it is yours. They have succeeded in raising good humans. Never forget the impact and importance of their love and support in getting you here tonight. When I was in high school, just a few years ago, I was sitting right where you are now, participating in my own induction ceremony for the National Honor Society. My experiences looked just a little bit different than yours do today. I learned how to type on a typewriter, not a Chromebook. There was only one computer in our school, and it resided in the library. No one knew how to use it, but it was a newfangled, odd contraption that we could stare at like a precious treasure. We did research from books and encyclopedias. We typically wrote our rough draft papers with pencils and then switched to pen when we were ready to turn it in to make it look tidy and professional. If we were lucky, we could type our papers. We did have a family computer at home, but it was mainly used to play games on floppy disks. We also had an obnoxious printer that printed on the paper with the perforated edges that you then had to fold and tear off. It wasn't until college that I had my first computer. I obtained my first cell phone when I was a senior in college. My family had 2 cell phones. I grew up on a farm, and we carried them in our cars. They came in large bags and were used for emergencies only and could only be used inside the car. We had something called phone booths and calling cards to communicate with our friends and families. There was no such thing as social media. We talked to each other face to face. I listened to cassette tapes on my Walkman and later switched to CDs when I was in high school. And much to the chagrin of my parents, our biggest form of entertainment was cruising around town with our friends and wasting gas that cost 85 cents a gallon. My high school opportunities and encounters may have looked a little different than yours do today, but one thing still remains the same, and that is the fact that it still does not cost anything to possess the attributes of a kind person with exceptional character. Be a good listener to those around you. Ask questions, pay attention, and remember things that are important to others. Be consistent in how you manage your emotions. No one appreciates a drama king or queen. Be sincere, optimistic, truthful, reliable, gracious, positive, and say please and thank you. Character is a choice. It isn't something that is given to you. Don't be afraid to look to those around you for pillars of support and encouragement, especially the ones that are here to embrace your achievements this evening. The road to success is very hard. It's filled with lots of bumps and bruises. There will be many times in your life when you are challenged or faced with the pressure to do things that go against your character. No one is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. However, it is what you learn from these challenges and failures that help to shape your character and make your relationships enduring. In the words of motivational speaker Les Brown, in the end, it is the person you become, not the things you achieve, that is most important. I thank you so much for your honor of asking me to speak this evening, and I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors and pursuits. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Earl, for sharing those thoughtful and inspiring words. My name is Jason Prazak, and as another leader of NHS, I'd like to share with you a little history about our Boone High chapter of the National Honor Society. NHS has the same 4 pillars as when it was founded. They are as follows: scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Boone Senior High School initiated their first chapter in 1933, which was officially named Boone Chapter of the National Honor Society of Secondary Schools. The first advisor was Miss Vaughan Thornburg, and the high school principal at the time was H.J. Van Ness. The first members, 18 seniors, were inducted on April 14th, 1933. Beginning in 1946, juniors were also made eligible for membership, and induction ceremonies were held twice a year. The last group of members was inducted in May of 1951, before the chapter was disbanded at the end of that school year. In the fall of 1998, Boone High School discussed plans to recharter a chapter of the National Honor Society. On March 9th, 1999, 30 juniors and 22 seniors were inducted to Boone High School chapter of National Honor Society under that charter. With Miss Albert's leadership, the last 4 years, the Boone High School charter now inducts members at the end of their sophomore year, so they may participate a full 2 years as members. Tonight, 2 juniors and 20 sophomores shall be inducted into this chapter.
Thank you, Jason. We are proud of our history of NHS at Boone High. It is at this time that we proclaim to all in attendance that membership in the Boone High School chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through the effective demonstration of the 4 qualities that serve as standards for this society. Officers of the chapter will now review these qualities for the candidates. We begin with scholarship.
The first pillar of NHS is scholarship. Scholarship denotes a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours focused in their academics, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for human education only ends with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success. This can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, the torch which guides us to understand the present, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
The second pillar of NHS is service. Service can be established in the routine of the day's work, where many opportunities arise to help others both at school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is the quality we seek in our membership and promote for the entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents to the creation of a better tomorrow.
The next pillar is leadership. To exhibit leadership, students should exert a wholesome influence on the school. A real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals of success by taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when the others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a school, community, or nation, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a meaningful charge to each of our members.
The final pillar is character. Character is force within an individual that separates a person from others. It creates for each of us or individually and our goodness. It is this force of character that guides one through life and once developed through growth steadily within. Character is achieved, not received. It is the product of constant throughout an action and daily striving to make the right choice. By demonstrating each quality as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
Thank you. We have asked each of our inductees to recognize someone who has been influential in their academic career and commitment to service. As each name is called, the inductees will step forward to recognize their person of influence and sign the official chapter registry. After they have signed, students will receive a yellow rose, which is the official flower of National Honor Society, and their membership certificate and pin. Students will then exit the stage and return to their seats. As they exit, Jason will be handing out the candles for our lighting ceremony. Will the first row please rise and approach the stage?
Wesley Baber.
Right. All right. Even if I struggled or excelled, Dave was able to walk me through the problem or provide a better challenge. Dave impacted me to pursue further music interests at school and home, and I continue to use his valuable life lessons to this day. Thank you for being friendly and supportive.
Adeline Bailey.
The person who has had a big impact on my life is Mrs. Burke. She has been my teacher for the past 2 years and has taught me many things outside of the traditional academic sense. She is an endlessly positive person who has shown me what a kind and selfless person looks like. She will do anything for her students and will give them whatever they need without a second thought. I think that the biggest lesson she ever taught me was to be kind to everyone no matter who they are.
Mariah Bolton.
A person who has largely influenced me academically is Mrs. Greenfield. Greenfield specializes in gifted education and has provided me with numerous resources to further my education. Every day during 5th period, I am scheduled to her classroom for a study period. This year, she has helped me map out my 4-year career and has many in-depth conversations with me about what I want to do after high school. Ms. Greenfield is an incredibly kind teacher who goes well above her job description in order to help her students thrive. Every day, she greets her students with a smile and a welcoming space to work. I am so grateful to have someone like Ms. Greenfield.
Noah Davidson.
A person who has influenced me academically was my grandma Barb. When I was accepted into the National Honor Society, I chose to recognize my grandma Barb as my person of influence. She is the reason I have always done so well in school and gotten good grades. She always encouraged me to be a hard worker and not give up when it got too hard. Sadly, she passed away last year in October. She was my biggest motivation to do well and succeed in school. I know I can't give up and I need to make her proud. I thank her for always encouraging me to do well, and I thank her for helping me get to the place I am now.
Annabelle Dawn.
I have chosen to recognize my great-grandmother, Vidana Leaf. My great-grandmother was not only an accomplished writer who published multiple books and articles, but a loving and caring individual. Her writings prove to me that my words do not have to stay in my mind, but flourish on paper for the world to see as hers did. She has inspired me to try my hardest to reach the goals that she once did. Her kind heart and encouraging words push me to be the better version of myself, striving to do my very best. Even though she has now passed away, her words and support stay with me through times of trouble and never fail to bring me hope and courage.
Lily Ferguson.
I chose to recognize my Grandma Pam. She has taught me so much about work ethic and grit, and I've never met anyone as dedicated and driven as her. I only hope to be as compassionate and resilient as she is. Even after the loss of my grandfather, she told me to keep moving forward with my life. Thanks to her, I am where I am today.
Matthew Fix.
I chose to recognize my sister, Morgan. Morgan went to Boone High School and was also a member of the National Honor Society. Growing up, she was always the smartest person in the house, and I could always rely on her for help on whatever schoolwork I was doing. She participated in many extracurricular activities such as tennis, volleyball, basketball, student government, and Excel. My sister has inspired me not only to try new things, but also to give 100% in everything I do. Thank you, Morgan.
Bella Gravy.
I chose to recognize my cousin, Nevaeh, as the person who has had the greatest impact on my life. Since we've been younger, she has been like an older sister that I never knew I needed. Whether it's singing and laughing to songs in the car or whispering and giggling our way through church, she never fails to make me laugh. Even through life's many ups and downs, Nevaeh has always held her head high and persisted through things I can never imagine having to go through, and I remind myself of her courage when things start to get rough. I will always admire her for her bravery and strength, even as we grow older and into separate lives. Those are the reasons I chose to recognize my cousin, Nevaeh.
Gracie Gustafson.
The person who has had a big impact on my life is my grandpa, Steve. Whenever I see my grandpa, he always greets me with a big smile and a hug. My grandpa is always trying to make everyone's day and rarely cares about himself. He makes friends with everyone everywhere he goes. He demonstrated hard work throughout his life by having 2 jobs so he could provide for his family. Now he enjoys his free time helping my dad farm, attending his grandchildren's activities, and even enjoying his new hobby, golf. I always know who the loud voice is in the crowd cheering me on at all of my ball games. It always makes me smile and reminds me of how much my grandpa loves me.
Autumn Little.
I would like to recognize my Aunt Mary as my person of influence. She has always been my biggest cheerleader and has never missed a single one of my events. Every time that I have made an achievement, she has congratulated me and been one of my biggest supporters. My Aunt Mary is not only my aunt, though, she is also my godmother. The definition of godmother is a woman who has pledged to help with the upbringing of a child. She has done that and beyond. My entire life, she has been the most caring and kind person that I know. This I believe she has taught me to be. From the day I was born, she has always helped plan my birthdays and attend my dance recitals, always making sure those days were the best. In every memory I have and continue to make with her, she has always set the biggest example for me. So now you know why I have chosen this amazing, supportive, and loving woman, my Aunt Mary, to be recognized tonight as my biggest influence.
Jacob Mormon.
The person who has had the biggest impact on my life is my Grandpa Denny. My Grandpa Denny is endlessly working on projects. He takes the time to make sure each project is completed just right. And I admire his critical thinking skills and his workmanship. Because he is so well-rounded in various technical abilities, he is the reason I push myself so hard in schools. I know to do well in my chosen career, I had to prepare myself with a good education while also exposing myself to various traits professionally. My Grandpa Denny has also taught me humor in life. He is endlessly teasing me, and I appreciate this sense of humor in life. Grandpa Denny has given me endless support, and I am very thankful to have him as a role model.
Savannah Paul.
I chose to recognize my Grandma and Grandpa Marski as my people of influence. No matter where I live within the country, my Grandma and Grandpa Marski have always been there to support me in my education and extracurricular activities. Even if I was 1,000 miles away, they would text me and ask if there was any way for them to watch online. No matter if my team won or lost, I could always expect a positive phone call or message. They have taught me that I will reach my goals by working hard and to always find the positive in any situation.
Maddie Pickles.
I choose to recognize Chris Seaman as my person of influence. Throughout my middle school years, Mrs. Seaman continued to encourage me throughout all of my studies and faith, especially English and literature. She was always teaching class with a smile and taught me many morals I still have today. She was always understanding and pushed us to be the best selves that we could be and encouraged me to continue to read as much as I did. I did indeed love to read ahead of the class, so she was always at the ready with another book recommendation for me. She always supported me and helped me to gain confidence in myself to work for my dreams. Her avid belief in me caused me to believe in myself, and if it weren't for her, I definitely would not be standing in front of you as the same person I am today.
Maya Roby.
The person that has had a big impact on my life is my Aunt Cindy. She has been by my side through thick and thin. She was there when I was a baby in the hospital, has been at every birthday party, and she continues to influence me to this day. She has shown me that no matter what, to be positive. If you think negatively, there will be a negative outcome. She reminds me of my grandma. She's always checking in on me just like my grandma. Whenever I need someone to talk to or need to remember what I'm worth, I go to my aunt. Whether my aunt knows that each and every time I go to her or even text her, she always reminds me to look up and walk past all the negative outcomes. So thank you for always being there for me and being the biggest influence.
Wyatt Sharp.
I have chosen to recognize my Grandma Sharp. My grandma has always encouraged me to try new things and show respect to everyone. My grandma always supports me and attends all of my activities. She has been a hard worker in her life in the nursing field, and that has inspired me to have a good work ethic in my life. I would like to thank you, Grandma Sharp, for always supporting me.
Ethan Sprole.
Somebody that has had a strong impact on my life is my Aunt Allison. From being there and assisting me when my dad was sick to randomly quizzing me with her trivia questions, she has pushed me and guided me to where I am today. I'll forever be grateful for everything you have done for me and every bit of advice you've given me along the way. Thank you for pushing me in everything I have done, and most importantly, telling me to always try my best.
Miles Tunzadek.
I chose to recognize my Grandpa Carol. He has played a key role in raising me to be a kind and positive person. He teaches me important life lessons and keeps me on the right path. He spends time with me often, taking me out fishing or to the movies. He is full of interesting and impactful stories that he freely passes on. I am deeply appreciative of the years we've had together, and I'm looking forward to many years to come.
Grace Van Rukel.
I chose to recognize my kindergarten teacher, Mrs. McPartland, because she was always supporting me.
She inspired me to work hard and to never think something was too hard. She pushed me to think outside the box and challenged me to do things I didn't think I could do. Mrs. McPartland encouraged my love of reading and helped me to find exciting and wonderful books to read. Mrs. McPartland was always kind and supportive, and this is why I chose her as my person of influence.
Tatum Waltz.
I chose to recognize my brother, Jonah. For most of my life, Jonah and I have been there for each other when we needed a friend, therapist, or just some entertainment. Jonah is always happy to help with assignments or situations I don't want to deal with. It's one of the things I like most about him. He's always willing to care, even when it's not convenient for him. Especially when my patience runs low, it's easy to be around him. So much so that people think we're dating. We aren't, just to be clear. But my point is that I always appreciate the light that Jonah brings to the room. He is the positive half of me that I always love and enjoy.
Grant Weisbrod.
I chose to recognize my grandfather as a person of influence because he taught me the importance of hard work. From milking cows to doing chores, he knew he had to wake up extra early and start working every day. He also had the courage and discipline to serve in the 173rd Airborne Division of the U.S. Army in Vietnam. He has shown me that hard work and courage are two important attributes I need to become an adult.
And now for our juniors. Gracie Aspen Flocker.
The person who has a big impact on my life is my Grandma Rose. For the longest time, my grandma and I have always been close. My grandma helped raise me. She made my clothes for me. She fit clothing. She took me to many, many practices and tried to be at every game or performance. She was my double mini coach, and she always will be. I remember all the times when I would struggle on there, and she'd always just help me push past the mental blocks. She's the most kind, caring, stubborn, and sweetest lady you'll meet. She is the person I go to when I'm upset, happy, or have a secret tell, and she keeps those secrets. I wouldn't be the person I am today without her. She has had an impact on my life in many ways, and I will cherish that forever.
Jacob Judge.
I chose Jed Hammond as my person of influence. Jed has coached me a lot through the last 5 years in multiple sports. Jed has helped me grow as a person by helping me learn to push through tough times. He's helped me learn new skills and helped many of us get volunteer experience around the community, helping out the people in need and leaving a positive influence for everybody. Jed is always there to give somebody advice at a time that they may need it. I'm not the only person Jed has helped grow as a person, but I do appreciate everything Jed has helped me with over the last 5 years. Lastly, Jed has always influenced the importance of school to us. In each contract that we have signed for him, Jed has always had us agree upon a certain grade point average to maintain. Thank you, Jed.
Congratulations to our newest members of National Honor Society. If you were recognized as a person of influence, would you please stand? Thank you for the remarkable impact that you have made on the lives of these students. You may be seated.
At this time, new inductees, please rise, to Just kidding. They'll light their candles. Jason. Pass down the lights. All members, please rise. We will now raise our right hands and repeat the pledge. Audience, you can follow along in your programs as well. Please join me in reciting the pledge. I pledge to maintain high scholastic standing, to endeavor intelligently, to be a leader, to give myself freely in service to others, to hold fundamentally worthy, untarnished character. In so doing, myself worthy of a place in the National Honor Society. Congratulations. At this time, please extinguish your candles. Extinguish your candles, and we will have Mr. Collins say a few words of congratulations. Extinguish your candles.
Boy, it was getting a little scary over there with you guys and those candles. I'll have to learn what extinguish means moving forward. First of all, I would like to take a moment to thank Miss Alber. This is going to be Miss Alber's last induction ceremony for National Honor Society, and I would like to thank her for her dedication and for her influence on these students in putting this together and being a great mentor for many of them. Let's give her a round of applause. I would also like to thank Mrs. Earl for her excellent words of wisdom, and for those of you underclassmen and also our seniors, I certainly hope that you take some time to reflect and listen to what she has to say. Those things should register with you, and sometimes it helps hearing that from somebody other than mom and dad. So thank you, Mrs. Earl. Also, thank you to our returning members for the time that they have put in, making this a special event for underclassmen and all the community service that they do in representing our school community. So thank you all as well. This is a special event for our underclassmen and for their families. Your efforts and leadership are very much appreciated by the Boone school community and essential to the continued growth of this society. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate you, our spring 2022 inductees of Boone's National Honor Society chapter. This is an acknowledgement of all of your hard work to this point in your high school career. Your well-rounded achievements in scholarship, service, leadership, and character have been recognized and have gained you access to a long-standing tradition of excellence. You have represented our school community in a positive way, and we hope to continue looking to you as leaders and role models for Boone High School. I would like to challenge each of you to continue stretching yourselves and striving for excellence while taking the time to invest in the success of others. Take pride in your school and in the success of those around you. Oftentimes we get caught up in personal gain, accolades, scores, and attention. Don't forget about who all you represent with your actions and attention. Don't forget the impact that you can have on those around you. We have all benefited from the efforts of others. You have each celebrated a person of influence tonight. Search for the opportunities to be that person of support for others. You are the best of us, and your influence is greater than you can ever imagine. Congratulations, once again, to you, the inductees, on this great honor. Your families, teachers, mentors, and school community are proud of you.
Could we get one more round of applause for everyone here and all those that worked so very hard to put all of this together? Thank you all for attending our induction ceremony tonight. There are snacks and drinks for everyone just outside the auditorium doors. Please help yourself. Lord knows we can't eat it all. We would like all members, both current and newly inducted, to come up to the stage for group photos before you depart. The order of photos will be as follows. First, we'll do seniors only, then we'll do all the members, and then we'll do just the newbies. Again, thank you and congratulations. Have a wonderful rest of your night.
Okay, senior boys. Okay.
I don't know if she did all of us or like just a few. I thought she was doing big.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, senior guys. What's for snacks? What? We have to wear those? I don't want to wear them. Okay, that would have been nice. Do you want me to grab yours? Logan, here. Head on.
Jonah.
I like them and they're new. They remind you of mine. I'm not gonna. Why are we because they're new. I want to know.
Okay, why is it blue?
Why is it blue? Because we all like but everybody. Does it look good with the outfit? Does it look good with the yellow? Here's
It looks good. This is what we're gonna look like at graduation. But it's gonna look weird with the red and green. Why at least we were white though. Wait, why is it kind of looks good with my fit?
I'll have a blue cord.
Test. Hello? Hello. What happened to the sound? Test. Test.